In March 2015, a massive earthquake devastated Nepal, leveling villages and tearing families apart. I could have stayed back and watched, but as an orphan myself, I knew what loss felt like. Doing nothing wasn't an option.
In the 3 months after the earthquake, there's 450 independent aftershocks. On top of that, it's monsoon season. And so the rains come and the land will literally slide out from under you. So there's a sense of urgency. Get in, drop the supplies, and get out. This was the birth of the guerrilla humanitarian. That's what the media dubbed us. Small groups of people that came together for the common good to make change when everything else was failing around them. Everest climbers, mountaineers, it was doctors, it was lawyers. So we formed these tight-knit expedition teams.
And in the midst of delivering aid to a remote village, we uncovered a child trafficking ring. This wasn't just about disaster relief. This was now about saving lives in more ways than one.
My journey began in the most challenging of circumstances. Abandoned at birth, adopted into a loving family, and raised with the profound understanding of resilience and purpose.
I watched her die. What's my purpose on the planet? What kind of impact can I have?
From collecting spare change in a coffeehouse tip jar to fund my first humanitarian project, I've gone on to raise millions for my children's charities, walked pumas in the Bolivian jungles, lived with the African Maasai, and stood among the ruins of Nepalese villages after the earthquakes.
And I thought, who doesn't want to help monkeys? And so I hopped on a plane. Sorry, Katie, there's no monkeys. How about a puma? That little voice in my head says, Katie, you don't even like house cats. You think you're gonna like a puma? And it came around and bit me right here. And the volunteer coordinator's like, Katie, are you okay? And I said, no, I came here for the monkeys.
When Katie engaged the audience to speak up about what their big vision is and how they were going to take inspired action, it just demonstrates that we all have that piece inside of us that really comes from the heart center that drives us and creates ultimately a global community.
Really enjoyed the presentation that Katie provided today to offer inspiration to real estate investors and how they can change the world and help other people that maybe aren't as fortunate. Her world travels have really painted a picture of how people need help in the world.
Leadership thrives at the intersection of resilience and purpose. Leaders who master this balance can adapt to challenges, inspire teams, and create meaningful, sustainable change.
Moving through fear builds strength, and the most powerful teams are built on heart-led leading and a shared mission.
Purpose isn't just a feel-good idea. It's the foundation for building happiness, fulfillment, and growth.
Sometimes action starts before the plan is clear. When I first flew to Nepal, I had no roadmap, no funding, no grand strategy, just an idea.
Think big and start small. What is something that's gonna get you energized out of your bed every day and that when you've accomplished it, you're just as excited as when you started it? So that's your big. And then starting small, find one achievable task you can do every day. There's this one particular village in the earthquake impact zone. It's located in the #1 child trafficking district in the whole country. I said yes to building a girls' learning center and dormitory, and we would stock it with programs in leadership and entrepreneurial training. As promised, that center was built.
A local nonprofit organization continues to fight through the disaster areas.
What's the difference between forced action and inspired action? Forced comes from your head, inspired comes from your heart.
In a rapidly evolving workplace where AI advancements are expected to save employees up to 12 hours per week within 5 years, organizations can harness the shift to place purpose at the heart of their culture. In my keynote, Impact Architect, I show how aligning personal and organizational purpose can solve these challenges and drive growth. The big idea behind my keynote, The Change Compass, is that leadership thrives at the intersection of resilience and purpose. My keynote inspires audiences to see leadership in a balance of archetypes, combining feminine qualities like empathy and collaboration with masculine qualities like decisive action and bold problem solving. Leaders who master this balance can adapt to challenges, inspire teams, and create meaningful, sustainable change.
Katie's presentation is very interactive and she has a way of really engaging the members of the audience. Katie was very inspiring. I really feel like we're leaving better people with a plan of how to get started in making our dreams come true.
When we can start looking at each other on this planet in a space of love, that is how we connect. That is how we connect to ourselves, and that is how we connect to the whole world.